You need a character to sow the seeds of violence and chaos in your campaign? Let's print a Cambion. I always liked the idea of a Cambion more than the design, and maybe that's because when I was 5, my sweet Roman Catholic mother decided to dress me up as a devil for Halloween. But setting aside that religious trauma, I love the idea of a character in a campaign that's pulling the puppet strings of anarchy and mayhem. It's a great setup for encounters and side quests that plague your party, and a Cambion is a great mid-level boss battle that also sets up the idea and the threat that there's a bigger, badder entity that's really in charge. On my mini factory, there aren't really that many choices for Cambions. This one from clay cyanide, it looks really good, but I always envision Cambions as more of like a sit back and orchestrate chaos, and these guys look a little bit more like kind of a gang of rogues. So I'm going to make an executive decision here and go with the mother of Cambions and print this Succubus from Loot Studios. She's a good blend of mischief and dread. She's wearing armor, which is kind of how I always pictured Cambions. And they even threw in a human skull so you know who's in charge. I'm hoping that this doesn't cause problems when we actually get to the Succubus, but somehow I feel like that will be an easy model to find in this space. If you're a Cambion purist, feel free to speak your mind in the comments, but enough talk, let's print. She's small enough that I was able to print her alongside some other figures. There were no printing issues, no issues with the support, so let's get her on the turntable and take a closer look. Not surprisingly, the level of detail here is really fantastic. You can see a pattern on her boot. There's a garter of some kind on her left leg. All of the bits of armor came out sharp. I probably did not do her any favors with my awful painting job. But you can see yet again, here is another really impressive figure from Loot. She's a little taller than our 6-foot figure, maybe closer to 7 feet, but you can see from the skull that the scale is really spot on. In terms of resources, we're giving her the $15 Loot price, which is admittedly a lot for a single figure, but we were able to print her along with some other figures, and so we are up to $144 overall, but still sitting at 2 days and 15 hours of total print time. So if you need an instrument of chaos in your campaign and are willing to go the Succubus route rather than the traditional Cambion, she's great. If not, you can check out the male Cambions from Clay Cyanide and have at it. Next up, the death-eating carrion crawler.